How's it going, everybody? Thanks for everybody who came back over from the show with DJB. Absolute fantastic 11 that he put together. And just I appreciate everybody stopping by for the watch along. Shane will be joining us a little shortly. He's finishing up with Rashid, and of course Daniel Mellon has already scored and Rome's off running. Um, it is what it is in this certain situation with Napoli. You know, not happy, but as I've said, it is what it is. It's a ticking time bomb with what's going on behind the scene at the club with Conte and everything else. So, you know what? At this point, for me, if it's a scenario of you need to have a couple losses in order to get him out to continue the building and having to make a pivot with the team, it is what it is. But what are you going to do? Napoli's in a bad state right now. But there's no excuses. We're at home. This is a derby. We should be trying to do our best, but Conte's doing what Conte does at this point. He's already caused so much drama behind the scenes that a lot of people are not hearing about. But yeah, it's another thing. Come on, Hoyland. So what are we saying here? Big up Ethan. Yeah, it is what it is. Wow, it's you know what it is, man. It's Conte being hard headed like he normally is. It's Conte being hard headed like he normally is. He won't change. He's tried this 3-4-3 in the past with Napoli. It did not work. He went away from it, and that's what got us to win the Scudetto last year. He is obsessed with this 3-4-3 nonsense. I don't get it. I don't understand why he's trying to do it. We do not have the players to play this system. I think it's just we're going to have to ride out. We're just going to have to ride out the season and see where we go. Napoli's in a very precarious position that we could eventually fall out of the top four. The only good thing is that of right now, the coefficient for the Champions League, it's the Premier League and the Serie A. So hopefully Napoli can stay within the top five. So we'll see what ends up happening as far as that. But yeah, man, it's a bad situation right now with Napoli. But what are you going to do? You just got to deal with it. We got to see where it goes from there. Appreciate everybody rating over from Rashid as well. Big up to Rashid. Big up to Shane. Shane will be joining in a sec here. Both. I am both. I was born in America, but I do speak Italian. Most of my family still lives around Napoli. So I am both. I have dual citizenship to both countries. So, and I own a home out there. Big up RH. Big up AJ. Appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Appreciate you stopping by. It was a good game in the first half. It's amazing what you can do when Arteta takes the handbrake off, but obviously it was Wigan. Then you saw the second half, we just sat back and went to, factory settings. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens with Wolves, but I would like to see more of that, especially with Saka in the middle. Guaja, big up. Appreciate you coming by, man. Appreciate everybody stopping by for the conversation. Usually it's Zach Thursday. Yeah, I mean, the thing, though, at least with Chelsea, is at least he won him a trophy. Conte, for me, I think Napoli should sack him now, if I'm being quite honest with you. I don't know. Napoli's got a lot of things that they got to figure out with their team. Are you going to keep this team together long enough in order to are you going to keep this team together if you get an experienced manager to come in? Or are you going to do a major overhaul of the squad and bring in a younger manager? There's a couple different ways that we can go, but in my personal opinion, I think Napoli needs to get rid of Conte. I would sack him now, if I'm being quite honest with you. This 3-4-3 formation just doesn't work. It has not worked. He tried playing it at the beginning of last season, and it cost us. I just don't see where Conte's getting off with this at this point. And for Conte, what makes even less sense about this is Conte is in a bad position for him as a manager, because there's not that many teams, as far as big teams, that are going to give him an opportunity like it used to be with him. And that's the reason why, and that's the reason why he came to Napoli in the first place. So, but all the nonsense that's gone on with him behind the scenes from the beginning of the season to now, he needs to go. He needs to go, and I would be very happy if he was able to get sacked right now. I mean, for me, if we lose this game, he should be sacked right then and there on the sideline of the pitch. I mean, the fact that he's gone once again with Politano, who just has been nothing but shit the entire time he's been at Napoli, outside of the 1 year that Gattuso got the full year. Politano just doesn't deserve to be on this team. You know, it is what it is. The whole team's in a funk. The whole team is not in a good state right now. And what are you going to do? You just got to ride it out. Big up, why not? Always appreciate you stopping by for the conversation. DG2, big happy for you to stop by for the conversation. Everybody coming in. Yeah, Saka did look good. I mean, I think for me, I think Saka is in a better position in the number 10, especially with the fact that he doesn't have that first step or that breakaway pace as what it looks like so far since the injury from last season. So, you know, for me, I think it would be the best thing if he got moved into a more of a central position. You know, for me, if I'm Arsenal, I would put Rice as the holding midfielder and let Eze and Saka, or Zubamendi and Saka, or Zubamendi and Eze, whichever combination you want, to be the two guys in the middle, and let them push up, and just have Rice sit on the defense. I mean, right, for me, Timber, I don't think should be going up for the offense either. I'm sorry, I'm a bit old school. I'd rather have Timber, Saliba, and Gabriel as a back line of three. You let Hincapié go up to cross the ball the way that he can. And I think that's just better long term. But here's my guy. How you doing today, Shane?
All good, man. All good. I'm just loading up the game now. It should be on in a second. 1-0 up already, Roma, huh?
Yeah, Malin got the goal of all people. So, but we look terrible as usual. We've been absolutely garbage, but it's par for the course. It's par for the course. I mean,
it seems to be.
It's been par for the course. I mean, it is what it is. I think that, again, if we lose this game with it being a derby and it being one of our most hated rivals, if De Laurentiis said anything about him, you sack Conte as soon as the game's over and just call.
You think they will sack him?
He's gone at the end of the year. They're already saying.
Oh, he's gone at the end of the year. Yeah.
From what the word is, from what there was an interview given by Giovanni Manna, the sporting director, and it sounds like De Laurentiis is already trying to figure out what they're going to do for the funds. But it sounds like a revolution's coming. There's going to be like a 6-7 player overhaul to the starting 11, which it's going to be necessary at this point. It's just basically how much money do we actually have? Because, you know, we're already down 80 million coming into the season because of, we're going to have to make Højlund and that bum that went to Nottingham Forest, Lorenzo Luca, permanent transfers, and they're 80 million between the two of them, which they should never cost that much money for those two players. But yeah, man, appreciate the raid too from you and Rashid.
Of course.
What did you make of the change of that? Appreciate it, TG. You know what? I got to win, and you know what? If it helps get Conte out, it is what it is. I'll be happy to give the one goal, the win to Rome, just because Shane's rooting for Rome. You know. So what did you make? Obviously, it's Wigan, but what did you make of the change in the midfield with Eze and Saka more central than with Eze and Saka having a little bit more freedom in that game? Obviously, take Wigan aside. Do you think it was just because it was Wigan that he tried this, and we'll go back to factory settings like he did in the second half when it comes to Wolves, or do you think he may take a chance?
Yeah, no, that's no, we're not seeing that again. We're not seeing that again. That's we were going to see, we were supposed to see Lewis Skelly in midfield. I mean, when Calafiori goes down injured in the warm-up, that's 5 players injured in warm-ups this season, by the way, Gianni. I mean, that's got to be a world record. It's got to be a world record. But just bring Salmon on. Switch the whole defense across, put Mosquera at left back. They're not going to come out of their half. Why would you risk?
Malins. Oh my God, he almost scored again. Jesus. If Daniel Malins slices us up, if Daniel Malins the guy that's going to slice us up like this, Conte should be sacked at halftime. Forget the end of the game.
Jeez. Is he up front on his own? Is he?
He's up front on his own. Gasperini. This is the weird thing. Gasperini is not budging on this move to force Dovbyk out of this team. I don't get it. I really
Why
don't
didn't
get it.
someone sign him in January? It's beyond me.
I,
Why
I
didn't
don't
someone sign him?
I don't know. And it's the same, like he has Pellegrini starting, but there's been no contract talk that Pellegrini's going to renew at Rome. So like Pellegrini's one of the guys linked to Napoli that we'll sign him on a free. That will sign him on a free in the summertime. I mean, it's a shock to me that nobody went in for Pellegrini or Dovbyk in the winter transfer month.
Crazy. I mean, why didn't Napoli go in for them? You know what I mean?
Because of the amount of finances that we're stuck with Højlund and Luka. The hope is that Luka does enough to where Nottingham Forest will buy him, but if they get relegated, they're not going to pay 40 million for him.
Very true, yeah.
And Luka's garbage. Luka's one of these players nowadays that I just hate the modern day football of. He gets one good year. Nobody waits for past 1 year. We're just go buy him now. Go buy him now. You're 6'7". You don't know how to box anybody out. You can't jump over a credit card. You're useless. Unless it's a tap in, he's absolutely useless.
I'm just looking at the lineups here. Politano.
And Brian Zaragoza that they got is a monster. I'm scared that he's already starting for this team. But my guy Politano's back. Never fails.
Yeah, you love him, don't you?
Absolute trash. Absolute trash. I mean, at this point, I'd rather Billy Gilmore start and play a 3-5.
I like Billy Gilmore in that team.
I do too.
I like him. Yeah,
he was good for us last year when we won the Scudetto. So it's like, why would you leave this guy off? He hasn't gotten much game time this year. It's just, for me, Conte's really hurt his stock as manager with the situation at Napoli, because he wasn't getting a call to the big teams anymore like he was in the past. He's become so destructive to where it's an all or nothing with him. It's either you're going to get glory within the first year, or it's going to be absolute shambles the second year, and he's already out. And it's just like, you had the opportunity to do something good with Napoli. You screwed it up because you got everything you wanted. You still screwed it up. It's just, I don't get what's going on with him. But yeah, Billy Gilmore should have started this game.
And Lukaku back on the bench as well. How long has he been back now?
He's been back for only a couple weeks, but he's been injured. He's still injured. He's still nursing. We don't know exactly how bad this thigh injury was. I mean, he's been out since the beginning of the season. So.
And what about McTominay? Is he injured? Is he?
Yeah, he got injured the last game. It's just flogging guys with injuries. So it's just, pretty much. It's absolutely nonsense with what's been going on. Big up views every time. Appreciate you stopping by, my guy. RSV question for Shane: if Carrick was playing in today's game, do you think he would start for all top teams in England, barring Man City, because they have Rodri? I think Carrick gets in. I think Carrick gets into every top team across Europe. If I'm being quite honest with you, I think Carrick is a very underrated central midfielder.
Oh, go on. Carrick for me was unbelievable, man. England wasted years of not building a team around that guy. If he was Italian, Spanish, German, he has 100 caps. Easy. Regardless of what players were around. England didn't know how to use him. They did not know how to use him. They were too busy with Gerrard and Scholes and all. For me, I'd be building the team around him. He was that good. He was so important. He was like Pirlo in that he just drifted around. And I've always said if his name was like Michael Carricchio or something like that, people would be talking about him in glowing terms.
Yep, I agree.
And every pass had purpose. He was like Busquets. Every pass had purpose.
Yep.
Every pass had purpose. What a player, man. I think he'd be, I'm with Gianni. I think he'd be probably, if you take in Rodri's injury into account, he'd be the best 6 on the planet.
Yeah, agreed. 100% agreed. I know you were with Rashid. I'll read this off to you. DJB's 11 that he chose was absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. He had Casillas in goal. He went with a 4-4-2. His back line was Maldini, Beckenbauer, Adams, and Claudio Gentile.
Oh, yeah.
He then had Giggs, Pirlo, Lothar Matthäus, and George Best.
Yeah.
And then had Ian Rush and Alan Shearer up top.
Okay, he didn't get Gascoigne in. I'm surprised he didn't get Gascoigne in
No,
there.
he was trying to switch it up, and then his bench was interesting. He went with Brooking from West Ham.
Yeah, yeah,
He went with Andy Cole,
yeah.
and he went with Passarella, the Argentinian defender.
Okay, so is he going players that he paid to see, or
Yeah, it's
is
the
it is
players
just his
that you
best
pay to
11? It's
see.
players who paid to
Yeah,
see. Because with
yeah.
me, when I'm thinking of that, it's just more I don't want to say the Mavericks, but definitely, I've been thinking about it and going, I think I'll nearly have to do two. I'll have to do one of players that were in my time and one of players that I would have paid to see that were before my time. You know what I mean? But that's a whole separate show. But yeah, look, some of them will make mine, I'm sure. Some of them will make no Bergkamp either. Come
Well,
on, man.
that's the thing that I like about this is that people are
Because he
trying
had
to
seen
go
him.
away
Because he
from.
had seen him.
Yeah.
He had seen
Well,
him. Yeah, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Yeah.
I think it's not only a thing of people seeing them. I think it's also the cool thing about this is that like we obviously we have it coming up on the off topic show, but it's guys of what ifs, what if they would have panned out, and guys, if you may like a player more that's an unsung hero or unsung player that's
Yeah.
not talked about enough for the
Oh,
11s.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
my 11, I went with Southall in goal.
Yeah.
My back line was Facchetti, Bobby Moore, Alan Hansen, and Bergnich, the other Inter fullback as well. I went with the 4-4-2. I went with John Barnes on the left. I went with this was the one that caught him off guard. Do you remember Tigana, the French center midfielder?
What a player. What a
So
player.
I had Tigana and Rijkaard as my two central midfielders, and then I had Donadoni on the right. And then my two strikers was Gianni Rivera, and then Giuseppe Signori was my other striker.
Signori was brilliant. I used to love Signori.
And then my bench guys were Patrick Kluivert. Do you remember Fernando Di Napoli, the center midfielder for for Napoli? So I got him. And then do you remember Pietro Vercowood? He was the center back for Rome in 82-83 when they won the Scudetto. No. And then he was the main center back for Sampdoria when they won the Scudetto with Gianluca Vialli and Roberto Mancini. And then him and Ciro Ferrara was one of the center back pairings when Juve won the Champions League in 95-96. He's often forgotten about, but I wanted to give him some love. But yeah, man,
because you sent me that thing where someone was saying that Kluivert was overrated, man. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Dude, you know what the thing is? Those two guys, I've said it to DJB. Those two guys come off like they would be the top gooners of Italian football. A lot of their takes, I don't get where the fuck they're coming from, especially that take.
I think it's a thing now, though, Gianni. I think that's the form of it. Say ridiculous things and your channel takes off. But I'd rather have credibility. We can all say ridiculous things. Like people will think that me saying Arsenal won't get top four was a ridiculous take, but that's how I felt. I really did think that. Or I didn't see Liverpool falling off like that. I didn't see Newcastle falling off like that. I didn't see City fall. You know what I mean? I just thought that. And if you look at our points total, we're basically where we were last season.
Yeah,
we're only 3 points difference. 3 points better off.
Yeah, 3. I remember you saying that on one of the full.
And we're 4 points less off than we were 23-24 when we didn't win the league.
Right,
we're 4 points less. You know what I mean? I think we're like at 11 points less than we were in 22-23.
Yeah.
So technically, we haven't really. I was more so. I thought that we'd implode a bit more, and I thought the other teams would improve. So it wasn't that outrageous a take. But saying something like Kluivert was overrated. If you look at the Kluivert of Ajax, the Kluivert of Barcelona, even the Kluivert of Milan, where they said he wasn't great, he was a top fucking player, man. A top player. Kluivert, I used to love him, man. I used to think, because maybe the Dutch thing, and then he was the young lad that came along at Ajax when I was like in my early teens, and I thought, this is going to be the guy. He was a brilliant player, man. To say that he was overrated is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I agree. And then when those guys were trying to make the claim that Arteta's the next world-class caliber manager, I thought they were out of their mind for saying it. It's like, dude, do you even watch football? Like it's, I don't know. I think you're right. I think now the new thing is to just all these guys look at it from the perspective of talking about views of just having a lot.
Well, that's what they know. Then you either say outrageous takes or you brown nose Arteta. That's the big ticket.
Yeah,
that's the big ticket to make your channel pop. You glaze Arteta, and I mean, 2 more players injured today, Gianni.
Yep.
I mean, Ben White, apparently Norgard was pointing to the bench saying that it's his hamstring. What? I don't know, man. I mean, if Ben White's out for even 2 weeks, Timber's getting absolutely flogged, and he already looks like he's carrying an injury to me. And people will
him and Rice limp. If you watch the Brentford game, there was like a 5-minute period. There was like a 5-minute period where we had like 2 or 3 corners, and when Rice was walking over to get the ball down, he's limping the whole time going over there. Yeah. And Timber,
he's broken up.
Yep.
He's broken up.
See, for me, again, this is the simplicity thing that I don't get with a lot of people when they try to talk about the game. If I was Arteta setting this team up, I wouldn't even have Timber go forward. Timber, Saliba, and Gabriel would swing in and play a back line of 3 and just have Rice sit in front of them. You're not going to score on that. You're not scoring on the defense.
And let everybody else go.
And just let everybody else go.
Like Inzaghi does.
Exactly.
Strict defending, and then when you break, you stay, and everybody else go. The other 60 is go. Tibbsy, no, I didn't say Norgard was injured. He was the one that had to tell the bench that White was injured because obviously White's too afraid. I don't know what to say to himself. And if Odegaard is injured, Gianni, right, which apparently he is, he played on the whole match, right? Mm-hmm. Marino played on with a broken foot. And then you have Arteta saying, hang on. You have Arteta saying, it could be 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. But then when he's going on a rant because he got asked about, was it clever to let Nwaneri go? Who could have foreseen Marino being out for 5 months? Okay, so it's 5 months then. So he's missing the World Cup. But he also said, who could have predicted Havertz getting injured? Mm-hmm. The odds of Havertz getting injured were more likely than him not getting injured. The arrogance of him to say who could have foreseen Havertz getting injured. Everybody foresaw Havertz getting injured. Everybody. Ridiculous.
Yeah. And the thing is, we didn't know how many injuries these guys were nursing over from last year because he was hiding everything from it.
Yeah.
God, a lot of these injuries are just carryovers from last year. I mean, Saka looked better in the midfield. Obviously, it's Wigan, so you take it with a grain of salt. But
did he come off though for precaution, Gianni, or was he injured again?
He was injured again,
this
It's probably injury again with him. Yeah. And that's the thing. The worst thing about this is this. Worst case scenario, if he does blow it and we don't win the league this year, how much of a fucking job is it going to be for the next manager to come in and sort out what these injuries really are?
I was saying that to all these players today. It's going to be a disaster. Yeah. I said the only one I think that could come in would be Hansi Flick and Luis Enrique that could still win something as they iron it all out. But to go for a Champions League and a league, they would need 2 years to iron it because, Zinchenko, 1.5 million. People just swept under the carpet that we lost our arse on him. 3 minutes into his debut today, he's out for the season. That's a carryover from playing under this manager. That's what that is. Jesus is going to drop any minute. Havertz will never be right. Ben White, we've said it for 2 years now that he's going to be in for 3 games, out again. He's finished. You know what I mean? All of these players, and if Royce isn't careful, Saka's the same. Saka will be, he's always injured. And it's all a carryover to the point where with the likes of Ben White, Saka, Jesus, I don't even think if they go play under a manager who's cautious with them, it's still going to be the same. They're broken. He's finished them off. They're just injury-prone players now.
No, 100% agree. Come on, Vergara, find him. How do you give that pass? Oh, my God. Conte, you are a piece of shit with this team.
Oh, what a bad ball. I'm about 5 seconds behind you. That was terrible. Professional footballers should not be playing a pass like that, man. Yeah, Tibbsy, exactly. Drives the car into the ground and then looks around like what when it breaks down. Blames the mechanic.
Something might sound controversial, but I think De Gea had a better prime than Czech, Schmeichel, and Van der Sar because of his outstanding reflex, especially with bums in front of him like Smalling and Jones. I don't know.
No.
I think De Gea is a good shot stopper, but yes, the tactics with Mourinho and everybody in between were not as great, but I'm not putting De Gea on the same level as those other.
No, and see, the thing is, when a keeper is playing for a team where he's having a lot of shots taken on him, they can look better than they are. It's why you see a lot of goalkeepers that play for a team that gets relegated, that get bigged up like Ramsdale and that, because they have so many opportunities to pull off saves that their highlight reel looks great. Like, listen, De Gea is a great goalkeeper, goalkeeper, but no, Schmeichel to me he's in. We did our top 3 goalkeepers of all time, and Schmeichel was on most people's list. You know, I mean, that guy's an
I
absolute
think
legend.
Schmeichel's the greatest goalkeeper in Premier League history, if I'm being quite honest with you.
I agree with that.
If you take him off, in that period of time, I think Manchester United has probably maybe two Premier Leagues less than what they had.
Could be even more. There was one, what was it, 96, 97 it might have been, where he single-handedly won it for them. I mean, that guy was phenomenal.
Yep.
Phenomenal. What a goalkeeper. Changed the game. None of that punching bollocks with him either, man. Just catch the ball.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
Who would you say is Napoli's greatest ever goalkeeper? They're not renowned for having top goalkeepers like Juve and stuff, are they? Or Milan?
Oh man. Skill wise as a shot stopper, it's man. Morgan De Santis is up there. He was the goalkeeper for Napoli when we came up from Serie B into Serie A, and he was very important for a few seasons of making sure that we stayed up there. He eventually went to Rome. He went to Rome. Do you remember when Rudy Garcia took over? Rome, they played good football for 2 years. That was when it was the 9-goal Kevin Strootman and De Rossi midfield.
Yeah.
And it was he was definitely up there. I mean, Dino Zoff started with Napoli before he moved on to Juve. So I mean, if you're going off that, probably Zoff.
Yeah.
But as far as playing for Napoli, it's probably De Santis. Meret obviously has won 2 Scudettes with Napoli, but we've won in spite of him because he used to make so many stupid mistakes that could cost us. I mean, the game last year, the game against Parma, he let the goal go in where we would have won the Scudette second to last game before having to go to the final game. And he would do that throughout his entire time. You know, if we had a better goalkeeper than Meret when we still had Insigne, Mertens, and Callejon, we would have won probably a Scudette with those guys instead of waiting till Vara and Osimhen. So Reina was pretty good. Reina was pretty good.
Yeah, he did well there. He did well.
But I think Morgan De Santis, a really good guy in the lower divisions, was a guy by the name of Gennaro Ezio. He was called Spider-Man for a bit. He was a really good goalkeeper for us. Made some crazy saves in the lower division, but you know, if we're strictly talking top level, I'd probably say Morgan De Santis.
And what about you mentioned Dino Zoff? Did he make any appearances for Napoli, or was it just coming through the U team and picked off?
No, he was with us. What was Zoff? Zoff was with us for 5 years. I think it was 67 to 72.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
That's part of the reason why we hate Juventus, because in Italy, Rome, the Rome area and the Napoli area produce most of the talent. It's just you're not going to get a look. A lot of players leave early because they know if they stay in the South, they're not going to get the opportunities as if they go north, which is what, and it's also because of money as well. But if you're trying to make the national team, you have to leave the Southern teams in order to go, you have to go to the bigger teams. That's really the reason why. I mean, I would say Roma, Napoli, and Milan are the best areas for talent when you look at overall for Italy. And then Bari as well. The area around Bari produces a lot of good talent too.
Yeah, they produced a few, all right. What a stadium.
Paglucca is better than Toldo. Paglucca, that's a tough one. Toldo is a better, as far as highlight saves, Toldo's better, but overall, Paglucca is probably better than Toldo.
Just that I have a soft spot for him. When I used to play in goals, well, I was never any good. I was all right. I had a good reflex and stuff like that. But I was too ahead of my time, Gianni. You know what I mean? Coming out with the ball at my feet. You know what I mean? Too ahead, especially in Ireland. Punt it. Nah, man. What are you playing it across your box for? But for me, Paglucca was one of my heroes. I used to love him because of the dramatic saves and stuff like that. He had
Toldo was good for like highlight reel saves, but he never showed up in.
Paglucca had a few of them as well, though. Paglucca liked an L dramatic dive as well.
Yeah, he did.
He liked an L dramatic
dive.
He did. I remember him waving at the ball as Ray Houghton put it over him in '94. Just completely cut off.
Yep. I got to ask you this because me and DJB talked about it for a sec on the show, man. And we talked about it on Aaron's call-in show Friday. I have lost all respect for Martin Keown as a pundit. The fact that this guy tried to say that he feels that Odegaard is comparable to Liam Brady is an absolute fucking disgrace.
Gianni, I was live from the hotel after meeting Tony Adams the night before when that came out. And I lost the plot, man. I lost the plot. I was like, it's gone too far now. Like, it's gone too far. There's been a shill and there's been the corporate guy and all that stuff. But show some fucking respect, right? You know what I mean? Honestly, like, show some fucking respect because, you know, this guy, I get it. He the week before he came out and said after City beat Liverpool and said that 6 points ahead is better than 9 points ahead.
Yes.
Because, you know what I mean? So if you want to say ridiculous stuff like that, fine. But don't bring these legends into it. Like, it's like a gal put up a George Graham quote on TikTok yesterday. And that infuriated me. I messaged, I commented and said, keep his name out of your mouth because you don't even know who he is. Like, you know what I mean? Don't keep his name out of your mouth. But for him to say shit like, oh, what a goal!
I'm behind. My thing's lagging.
Oh, Napoli. What a fucking strike. Absolute cracker. Spinazzola, man. What a fucking goal.
Against his former team. Jesus, what a goal. Oh, did we need that? Oh, did we need that? Was it deflected in?
I don't know if it wasn't.
But see, this is how bad it is. This is how bad it is. We're relying on a freaking wing back.
He's a good player, though.
Love Spinazzola. Listen, if it wasn't for
I don't even think it took it. That's an absolute cracker.
I'm still behind.
The dip on that, man. The dip on that was outrageous. Did it take a deflection, did it? Did deflect. Okay, that's why it dipped. That's why it did. Still, though.
Yeah. It looks like it hit. It looks like it hit the defender. Yeah.
What a strike, though. Down. Fuck me, man.
Good goal. Did you watch the Inter Juve game at all yesterday?
No, I did. No, I saw the highlights.
I'll tell you, even outside of the some of the situations with the refereeing, what a good game. What a great game.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm so happy the
get a hold of that team as well.
I'm so happy Juve got fucked by the referees. There was a whole situation. Chiellini and the board were all yelling. They were getting in the referee's face at the end of the game. And it's like, you guys lived, your whole club's history is built on this type of shit. And you guys want to get mad because it's Inter that got the better of you. Fuck off.
Yeah. No, I think Kivu's starting to get I think he's done what new managers should do. He's come in, he's kept basically the same tactics at the start of the season and gradually put his spin on it. Not overdone it. He's put his spin on it a little bit, and I think it's the proper way to do it. And they look like they're going to fucking run away with it.
Yeah, they do.
It would suggest his face would as well. Toys in his face would suggest it as well. Look, face like a chewed toffee. But that saying that about Odegaard, just stop it. I mean, there's players you could compare him to if you want to go over the top, you know. But you know, I'm not having it, man. I'm not fucking having it. It's ridiculous to be doing that. You got to show some respect,
especially for me. I don't know if Brady was better at Arsenal or Juventus, but the fact of the matter remains the same. The only person that they got who was better than Brady to replace him was the best player in the world at the time.
Platini. And there was even a small section of Juve fans that weren't overly pleased about it.
Yeah, they didn't want Platini.
You know what I mean? Imagine that. Fucking hell.
And you know, I said that on Aaron's call-in show because there were people throwing it back. They're like, do you really think Brady was that much better than Odegaard? I go, brother, you need to go back and watch what Brady used to do,
Jesus
man. Brady for me, when you start talking about the best number 10s and creators in the midfield like that, Brady's better than a lot of guys that people would think is better than him.
He's getting for that 10 role, he's getting in top 20s of all time for me.
Easy top 20. I would probably go as far to say Brady's definitely top 15, top 10, maybe, but definitely top 15.
Especially if you start to narrow it down and take out the Ronaldinho's because he was more a winger and
correct.
you start to trim it down, then definitely. But he could do everything. He could play a 50-yard pass. He could beat players. Could score. He was calm. He took penalties. He had absolutely everything. And to be comparing him like that is it's just outrageous for me. And what didn't the 2 foreigner rule come in like the year after? I think
it's either the year after or 2 years after when
if they had been able to wait in a different
Could
universe.
you imagine? Could you imagine if they had Platini and Brady?
That's what I mean. In a different universe, if the 2 of them had played together, just write it off for everybody else. That would have been beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch. And I think they would have appreciated each other. I'd like to get Platini's opinion on him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But Platini, like people forget that in and around that time, he was scoring 9 goals in a Euros from the 10 in a Euros where you only played 5 games, I think.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The first choice target to replace Conte. I think you guys need to get your hands
that's a good question.
Before any. See, here's the thing. It depends what direction Napoli goes in. If Napoli goes in a direction where they're just going to say, you know what, take a step back, pivot. We're going to make a couple of changes, but we're going to keep the likes of Lobotka and Gisa and some of the other guys. For me, I want an experienced manager to run it back. For me, the only guy I'm calling is Roberto Mancini at this point. As far as that goes, we're not going to have an opportunity to talk to Luis Enrique or Hansi Flick. The only person outside, but I don't know if he would come back to Napoli after the situation with him and De Laurentiis, would be Ancelotti, but I highly doubt that because De Laurentiis did Ancelotti dirty when he was at Napoli. If it was a situation where we're going to do like a 7 to 8 person change out of the team, now I'm looking more at a Roberto De Zerbi or Italiano, or even the guy I told you about the last time we did this. Palladino is working wonders at Atalanta right now. They are smoking teams, and I would not be mad at him at getting Palladino either. I think Palladino is a really good manager, and I think even with Lookman going to Atalanta or Lookman going to Atletico, I think Atalanta is going to upset Dortmund in that Champions League. I don't think Dortmund's defense is going to handle Atalanta's offense that much.
Did Atalanta replace him?
No, they got another central midfielder. They moved that kid Samardzic into that floating number 10 role. So now it goes. They have Scamacca and Kristovic as the 2 strikers, and then they have Del Ketelier, Raspadori, Pasalic, and Samardzic that can all rotate in and out of the midfield and into those positions. Man, I think Atalanta is going to be an interesting team. I think they're definitely upsetting Dortmund. Like Dortmund, I said, if we play factory settings, I would not be surprised if Atalanta gave Arsenal a problem.
I think they could, I think they could, especially at home.
Yeah. Kivu seems to come in and put some confidence in the players, which they really need. Like I said, Kivu, the thing that's amazed me about Kivu is he was only a manager for 6 months at Parma.
And it was a weird appointment in that.
This job was not about a tactician. This job was about a man manager, because for you to lose the Super Cup d'Italia the way that you did, for you to lose the Coppa Italia and go out the way that you did, for you to lose the Scudetto and cough it up to Napoli the way you did, and then on the biggest stage go get smoked in the Champions League. For you to come in and do what he's doing with Inter right now and get these guys understanding and getting them back together, especially because Marcus Thuram and Çalhanoğlu had a bust up in the locker room. They were fighting one another in the locker room after the Champions League final. So for you to get everybody to come together and do what you're doing speaks wonders of Kivu right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I would wait to see. I want to see what Montella does with Turkey in the national team. I would not be opposed to Montella, especially because he's a fellow Neapolitan. And like I said, I think Montella, he gets the raw end of the stick because he got done dirty by the American ownership at Fiorentina with Rocco Commisso and Joe Barone. He was a good manager at Rome. He was a good manager at Sampdoria. He was also the man. A lot of people forget he was the manager that ended the European play drought for AC Milan when he became the manager over there. And he's also the only manager in Sevilla's history to get them to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So Montella's not that bad of a manager, but I do want to see what he does with the Turkish national team. For me, if you go young, it's between De Zerbi and Italiano
Yeah.
and Palladino for me.
Yeah.
I think Tudor might get Tottenham relegated. I didn't understand that signing at all.
I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite.
Really?
I think he'll yeah. I just think that he is a fixer upper. If you look at his record at Lazio, the way he steadied them and steadied Juve, I know he didn't do work wonders, but I think he's what they need. 3 at the back, tighten it up, and I would worry about us going away to them. According to a gal, he called him Igor Trudor, so I don't know where he got that from, but yeah. But no, I think it could work out for them. It'd be very Spursy of them though to get him and then fucking to give him the job full time, that would be insane to me. But for getting him in as interim, I think it's not so bad.
No, he doesn't deserve it. See, my thing with Tudor is this: the whole reason why I don't get the signing is because they just tried this before with Conte, and yeah, it worked for the half of the season. But that team needs a manager that knows how to play offensive football. They don't have the best, it is what it is with their defense. First of all, I think they need to get rid of the I'm forgetting his name, Romero. They need to get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's useless.
Imagine him being your captain. It's ridiculous. Like, that's up there. At least I'd still prefer him as captain than fucking Odegaard. Let's get it right. But I mean, your captain. It was like Xhaka with us when he was our experienced player. When Arteta first came in, he was getting sent off in big games. So you go, you motherfucker, you're meant to be the level-headed one here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, look, I think he will. Yeah, but he plays 3 at the back literally I think he's only played 4 at the back 4 times in his fucking time as manager. So I imagine he'll go 3 at the back and try and get like the Jed Spences as wing backs. But does he even have enough centre backs to do that? I don't know. You know what I mean? They're already short in centre backs. So I think 3 at the back with 2 Van der Ven, he could play this. You know, I mean, he could be charging forward then. But he'll definitely tighten them up anyway. But yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham. I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham gets ransacked this year for some of the talent. I wouldn't be surprised if Van de Ven moves on to a different team and they sell Romero as well.
I think he'll go to Liverpool. I think that's where he'll go. Romero will probably head off to Spain or something like that. I could see him going to Atletico Madrid and the like. Pellegrini at centre back. That's what he will do. He probably have Pellegrini as a centre back.
Probably.
Fucking Archie Gray and
squad
is shit, man. Yeah, load of big time Charlies. Attitude is meant to be horrendous as well.
Madison's a good player. He just can't stay healthy.
No, he's finished.
Yeah. DeMarco has been good. He has stepped up this season with this. But yeah, it's they're attacking their injuries. Yeah. But it's also playing guys in the right spot. I mean, I'm not a fan of Solanke at all. I don't know why they don't start Colomwani over him, in my personal opinion. I'm not.
They have a load of those sort of players, don't they? The Mwani type players that you're sort of waiting for them to take off. I know you don't want them, but I'm afraid you might get what you don't want. Slot is determined to play 3 at the back. He's determined.
I don't think he's staying. You think? No, Slot stays?
No. But well then maybe not. Actually, you're right. But no, I don't think he stays. I don't think. Honestly, wins the championship.
I wonder who they would go out and look for to take over from Slot.
Yeah, that's true. Sean, who would you take, mate, if you could get a manager to replace him, and a realistic one? I mean, not a Luis Enrique. Although you could easily get Luis Enrique as well. I don't see him taking the job, but
no, I think I think he's destined for City.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to City.
I think he's destined for City. Now this
Fancy Flick maybe.
I could see Flick going there. I'd be interested because they're talking about Flick's future at Barcelona. All is weighed in about who's going to win the elections for the president. If Laporta gets voted out and he doesn't stay, they're saying that he's walking away from the club. I don't know how true that is, but if he does walk away, he said Alonso or not. I don't think Nagelsmann would work.
Alonso. It will be Alonso. Yeah, it will be Alonso.
I think Nagelsmann's a little overrated, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him either.
Yeah,
I'm not sold on it. He's just a modern manager, isn't he? All the fucking he dresses the part, like he looks the part. But it's Alonso. I did that skipped my mind actually. Of course, it's Alonso.
Yeah,
Liverpool connections.
That'd be interesting though with where Flick would go if he does.
Well, then you might get fucking thingamajig because he plays 3 at the back as well, Alonso. So maybe you will get Van de Ven.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't take would you take Ancelotti at Arsenal?
Oh yeah.
I personally think Ancelotti is the best man for the job because I think we have a squad that's good enough. Obviously, with what we said, with the situation of we have to basically peel back the layers and see how bad these injuries really are. I think this team, if we don't get over the hump, Ancelotti's the perfect guy to come in, clear the air amongst the locker room like he did at Madrid, like he's done with different teams, and just gives them that peace of mind of a manager.
We should have got him when he went to Everton, Johnny.
Well, that was the PR. That was the PR that
Arteta, get him in. Imagine he had come in that year and got the billion that Arteta has spent since.
Oh, Arsenal would have 2-3 Premier Leagues at this point.
Easily. And probably a Champions League.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, that was the thing. I think I said this to Aaron. The problem was if you go back and look at how they spun it, all of the people for Arsenal that do the PR were trying to say that the what's it called? The mutiny at Napoli at that time frame was because of him, that he caused it. And that's not what happened. What happened at Napoli was a bunch of players were supposed to leave. De Laurentiis was supposed to revamp that team for Carlo Ancelotti, and he didn't. He basically played it cheap because he wasn't getting the amount of money that he wanted for each one of those players. You know, Koulibaly was supposed to go. Koulibaly, and do you remember Alan, the Brazilian defensive midfielder that went to Everton with them? They were both supposed to go to PSG for 140 million for the two of them. He got 10 million shorted, and he said no. Because Ancelotti said, if you rebuild this team, I'll play my 4-2-3-1 that I did at Real and we'll win. Because we were supposed to keep Milik until he had a falling out with the coach's son, or with De Laurentiis that year. The team was supposed to be Milik up top, James Rodriguez at the 10, Berardi was supposed to be on the right wing, and on the left wing was still going to be Insigne. And then the middle would have been Veretout and Fabian Ruiz, with still having Lozano, Mertens, and Zielinski on the bench. And then the back line was supposed to be, we were still going to have Gulam before he got that major injury. And then it was going to be Izzo and Manolas. And then the right back was going to be, we had already had Di Lorenzo. So he was supposed to get that new team, and De Laurentiis basically screwed him and said, you know what? Fuck you. You're going to get the same team over again. There's players that don't want to be here. You're going to deal with that nonsense in the locker room, and we'll see how it goes. And that's why that whole situation kicked off the way that it did. So, you know, eventually I wanted Ancelotti to come to Arsenal too. As soon as he got fired, I'm like, please go to Arsenal. Please go to Arsenal.
Especially then when he ended up at Everton. You're going, fucking hell. Like, I mean, if he's going to go to Everton, he definitely would have come to us. It's not like it was going to be impossible. Could have just been a whole other story, man.
Could you imagine him with Aubameyang? Ancelotti with Aubameyang?
Ozil as well. Guendouzi, Martinelli. Come on, Tierney. Balling out Martinez and nets. That's the type of keeper he'd want as well. A bit of attitude. We would have been fine, man. Just sign him a couple of defenders and we were away. There was talk of John Stones coming in then as well.
He went to Marseille on loan the year after, or 2 years. It might have been one or 2 years he went there for loan, and then he went to Juventus. I honestly don't know where. I think Milik might still be at Juve. He's just not starting anymore.
Is Milik still there? Is he? Because he looked like he was going to be the bollocks, that guy.
It was a terrible situation with him. Yeah, he's still with Juventus. He just doesn't play anymore. He got hurt in the preseason. He tore his ACL in the preseason with Napoli when we got him. When we got him to replace Higuain, and he just never. The 1 year that Ancelotti was there, he scored 25 goals in all competitions. He was awesome with us for when he was healthy.
Where did Ancelotti finish that season?
Second.
Second. Yeah.
So he switched. He switched the team. He switched the team from the 4-3-3 to a 4-4-2, but it was a free-flowing 4-4-2, and we were much better defensively. It was just we needed more consistency, and we needed a partner with Milik up top. That was the whole reason, and we needed to get rid of Callejon because Callejon's goal scoring went to shit that season. That was the whole reason why we were going to go get Domenico Berardi from Sassuolo and get James Rodriguez. If Ancelotti would have got his team the way that it would have been done, we would have won.
Oh, easily. Yeah, easily. Was Hamsik not still there at that stage, no?
No, Hamsik was sold.
He was sold that year, wasn't he?
Hamsik was there for the first half of the season, but that was the year that we bought Fabian Ruiz as a youngster from Real Betis, and then we got the offer in from China. They came in and gave us like 30 million for Hamsik. It was an upfront deal. They paid off his whole year's salary, and then they gave us the rest at the end of the season. So we had to sell. If you remember, we sold Hamsik. That was the year we were put in the group of death. It was us, PSG, and Liverpool in the Champions League group stage. And then that was the year I believe Liverpool went on to win the Champions League with Klopp.
Yeah.
No, Ancelotti had a good team. Ancelotti had a good team. Big up Ozzy. Ozzy, I'm going to get you on the show. I'm trying to get everybody onto the who you would pay to see 11. I'm really enjoying everybody's different views in the 11s that they're putting together. I really like it. There's been some shouts. You know, I couldn't believe Aaron's 11. Aaron's and Natster's 11 were interesting. I really liked it because Aaron put Damien Duff and Joaquin as his two wingers, and
Damien Duff was a baller, to be fair, man.
Yeah. Oh, Duff was awesome. And he's been the only one to put Letitia in his team so far.
Yeah. It's a good call. That's a very good shout.
Terran's 11 was insane. He got you remember the Colombian keeper Higuita?
René Higuita, of course. Yeah, legend.
He had Higuita as his. He had Roberto Carlos, Adams, Maldini, and Dani Alves as his back line.
Okay, you see, because I'm thinking that's the way I was sort of looking at it, the entertainers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. And then he went Makalele, Zidane, and Riquelme in the midfield. I'm like, what a killer midfield.
Riquelme, man, what a player.
And then he had George Weah, Garincha, and Van Basten as his front three.
I'm liking that, man.
And then what was it? Natster's was real interesting. He went with Seaman and Net, Marcelo, Sol Campbell, Nesta, and Alves as the back line. He went with Denilson, Pogba, Guti, and Bolassi as the midfield.
Okay.
And then Adriano and Pato as the two strikers up top.
Nice. Yeah, Adriano, man. He will definitely feature on Off Topic. This, what day are we playing? We're playing Sunday, so Saturday, because it's players that never reach their full potential. So Adriano will be one of the most
He's for me, it's him and Balotelli are the two biggest wasted talents in my opinion.
Yeah, Rabel Morrison's up there. There's a lot of them.
Morrison's up there too.
You know,
the problem with this with me is I got to keep coming up with a new 11. This is getting hard, man. Because it's
I love it.
It's getting hard trying to keep coming up with a new 11. But I absolutely love this show. Just seeing everybody's different takes.
I love it. I've
had different guys. You know, the one with Aaron, my front four, I went with the 4-2-3-1. I had Totti in the middle. I had Ludovic Jouli on the right. Do you remember Vicente from Valencia?
Yeah.
And then I had Romario as the striker.
You see, that's where it gets, because I'm, you know what I mean? I'm sort of thinking there's certain players I have to have in it, and then I'm like, you know, because like for me, Ronaldinho just has to be in it, like he has to be, you know. And then
that's the funny thing, no one's picked him because they're all like, he's the usual one that you would pick.
Yeah, but you have to. I mean, I'm not trying to shock anyone. I just want to go with the ones that I would like. Ronaldinho, for players that I've paid to see. Come on, man. And like Pirlo and Busquets and all these guys have to get in. But where do I squeeze them in? But I'll have a think about it, because I keep changing it. Whenever I'm driving and stuff, I'm thinking about it and then going, oh, well, I have to put JJ Okocha in, and I have to put Letitia in, and I have to put Xavi in, and I have to, you know, and then I'm going back and I'm going, you know, well, Lev Yashin has to be my goalkeeper because I'm obsessed with goalkeepers, and I've always wanted to see him play. And then I go, but what about Georgie Campos and, you know, I mean, René Higuita, Chilave, and all these entertaining goalkeepers? But yeah, look, I'll keep changing mine. Beckenbauer has to get in as well. You know what I mean? Just has to. And then you're thinking George.
DJB is the first one who chose him. DJB was the first one who chose Beckenbauer. I had another one. My one with Natster, I had Toldo in goal. My back line was Capdevilla, Puyol, Mihailovic, and Zanetti.
No, not bad.
And then I had my four across was Pires on the left, Lothar Matthäus and Ancelotti in the middle, and then Overmars on the right. And then I had Batistuta and Pablo Aimar as my two guys up top.
Yeah. But like why not saying? I mean, R9, I mean, he has to be in. Like, but then where do you stop? Because look, I can't. Mine would probably be just peppered with Dutch players, because you know my obsession with Dutch football. Like, so I'm gonna have to put Ruud Gullit in. I'm gonna have to put Van Basten in. But then I'll be, well, who am I taking out? And I've got loads of like jotted down names that I've been doing over the last week or two, and you know, I mean, I'll just have to do the show, do it once a week with you, and just pick a new team every week, Jenny. That's what I'll have to do.
I'm gonna be rotating. I'm gonna be rotating in and out everybody to do it, because it's just awesome to get like the different guys. Like my one with Taryn, I went with a diamond midfield 4. I put do you remember Gregory Coupé, the goalkeeper from Lyon?
Oh yeah.
Put him as a goalie, and then my back line was Philip Lahm, Sammer, Desailly, and Lilian Thuram. Yeah. And then the diamond midfield, I had Simeone, Veron, Yaya Toure, and Liam Brady. And then my two guys up top was, do you remember Claudio Pizarro from the Bundesliga?
Oh, yeah.
And Pizarro and Recoba as my two strikers up top.
Recoba was a baller as well, man. Recoba was an absolute baller. You could even get away with doing, you know what you could do? You could do the first 11 you'd pick from each league, you know what I mean? So like the best that's ever played in the Bundesliga, the best you pick your 11 from that, because you'd still, Cruyff has to get in mind. He has to. So many. Seedorf, I mean, Maradona, without a doubt. You have to build a team around him. It's too many. I don't know what I'm gonna have to. You get 3 bench players as well. Do you, 1 for each position?
Yep, you get 3 bench players.
Or 4. Sorry,
yeah. That's what makes it. That's what makes it fun, man. That's what makes it fun. Because you know what the other thing too is, there's when you're able to build your own 11. There's so many guys that don't get the respect that they deserve, that I like, you know, when people give them shout outs
have to. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. You have to say, you know, a big shout out to so-and-so should have made it. Because I'll leave, when I have it written down, I'll obviously have the list of players that didn't make it, you know what I mean? So that didn't make the cut, like Rui Costas and stuff like that were just phenomenal players.
What a player.
Man. Very underrated player. I couldn't believe those guys as well saying that Beckham was overrated. For me, Beckham's underrated. I think he's underrated.
Same thing. I don't get why they said he was underrated. Why he was overrated.
You know, it's an easy one to do, Gianni, because of the whole, you know, the celebrity side of it. It's very easy to say, oh well, he had to be an overrated then because he's only. I think he's underrated because of that. I think if he was an ugly bastard and had the exact same career.
Oh my God!
Oh, you're ahead of me now again.
Yeah, I got to straighten my internet out. My fucking Spinazzola almost had a double. What a save. This Filar, he's good, man. He's been a good goalie this year for them.
Oh, what a save. Yeah, you're right.
Unbelievable. Rome, man, they took him, they took Zaragoza out. Are they stupid?
Did they make a sub, did they?
They put Sule in. Hold on.
Sule's a baller now, man. He's my baller this year.
He's been good.
But he had a good start to the season, but he's gone a bit off the boil now.
He's been good. It's just, I don't know. I just don't get why you don't have if they had Dovbyk as the starting striker for this team, I think Rome would be much higher up. I mean, I think Rome's got the best defense in Italy still.
Their defense has been very, very good this season, yeah.
I don't know, man. That's crazy Gasparini for you.
But he's let Pellegrini back in. You know, I think there's some, you know, I just don't think he can be that stubborn as a manager. I mean, really, like, you know, just play your best players. Obviously, if they're disruptive. But I haven't seen that in Dovbyk. I haven't seen him causing hassle.
Yeah. I don't know. Seedorf is getting in my team. Ethan, let me tell you something. Clarence Seedorf, for me, is one of the most disrespected and underappreciated players I've ever seen.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
And it's just, obviously, a lot of people, the younger guys all remember him with Milan, but him with Ajax and Real Madrid, he was a freaking monster. Absolutely.
Van Basten says it in his book. One of the most underrated players. Seedorf had absolutely everything. Everything. Did you remember the goal he scored from the halfway line for Madrid with the outside of his foot? It was around the time Beckham had done it, and then he didn't chip it. He drilled it. He drilled it into the fucking net. Like
he did that a few times when he was with Inter. A lot of people forget he went to Inter before before AC Milan. That was when Moratti was spending crazy money just buying players left, right, and center every year. That was when he bought was it Robbie Keane from Tottenham that went to he went to Inter. He was there for like 18 months, couldn't do a damn thing in Italy, and they sent him right back to Tottenham.
For Robbie Keane.
Yeah, the striker from Tottenham. Was it Robbie Keane? What was
Robbie Keane, the Irish striker. Yeah, no, he went from Coventry to Inter, but that was the summer they signed.
Coventry. Okay.
They signed Hakan Suker and loads of strikers. I think they might have been the R9 season even when they signed him. And he didn't play at all. And they called him Baby Irish and all. I remember he went there. He's only about 18 or 19. But then he went to Leeds. Leeds signed him. It was Leeds that signed him from Inter. They got him on loan and then they signed him. And then he went to Tottenham from Leeds when Leeds went under. Robbie, he was a fucking phenomenal forward, Robbie Keane. So underrated, man. 60-odd goals for Ireland at the international level. Like, give me a break.
Yeah. Totti
what a player.
Totti was my favorite player. Harv, I think Totti for me is the second best Italian offensive player in the history of our country. The only one who's better than him for me is Gianni Rivera. But Totti.
You'd have Totti ahead of Baggio, would you?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Baggio, you know what the thing is with Baggio? For playing for all the good teams, he doesn't have the trophy haul that you would need.
Yeah, but you see, for me with Baggio, he came along during the rigid 4-4-2 era.
Mm-hmm. True.
They weren't playing 10s. If he had to come along when they were playing 10s, he should have left and gone to Spain or gone to England or gone to somewhere. Because he said that about Zola. Like he said, Zola wasn't getting played in his proper position, and he said, "Fuck this, I'm going to England where I can play in my proper position." And he said himself, "I should have done the same. I should have gone to a league where they would let me play my game." Every manager, he just seemed to have really bad time, and wherever he was at, he'd start getting a bit of form, and then an Ancelotti would come in and insist on a 4-4-2. And Ancelotti's admitted since that I should have changed the formation to suit him. I should have done it. I should have been so stubborn.
Ancelotti said Zidane was the one that made him change the formation because he was the one that had Zola playing out wide on the wing.
He did, yeah.
He had him at Parma when he left Napoli, because that's the funny thing. When he was at Napoli played a 4-3-3, but the three up top weren't so much wingers. They were more two floating number 10s when it was Zola and Maradona behind Careca. That our second team was the 89-90 Napoli team was fucking awesome. Gattuso was my favorite player at AC Milan. He was just a nutcase. I think Gattuso's highly overrated.
You think so?
Yeah. He was just as far as here, Gattuso might be the greatest player of all time when it comes to stamina because he ran around like a mental case every single freaking game.
But with a player like him, they don't come along often where they just have that endless running in them.
Yeah.
Aren't they sort of, whenever you see they do come along, they're always massively successful. They're always really important to teams for me. You know what I mean? But you need the right players around him. You stick him in a mid team and it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
You surround him with three like Rui Costas and people like that, and then he's perfect.
Well,
win the ball back and give it.
The way Ancelotti had that team play, because he had them playing that diamond midfield. He did, it worked perfectly with them, which is why he is rated the way that he is, because Pirlo obviously was listed as the number 6, but would move further up the pitch and they would switch. Gattuso
Ambrosini and over there as well, weren't they?
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is with Gattuso, there were so many times where you see Milan passing the ball. As soon as the ball goes to Gattuso, they got to send it back to the defense because he fucked up the whole play going forward. As a defensive player with just that full-blown ability to get around the pitch and win the ball back, he was fantastic. But anything going forward, he was just not that good, which is why I think he's a little overrated.
Big up to Andrew. Yeah, Montenegro, what a player. What an unbelievable player.
Here, this is Wahaha put this question in. I don't know if it was Aaron's show or the little call-in that I did yesterday. If you did a start, bench, and sell between Baggio, Del Piero, and Totti, how do you do this?
Start Baggio, bench, Totti, sell Del Piero.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was Baggio.
Totti was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And I would like to be able to go to another universe where he doesn't turn down Madrid or Barcelona and he goes and see how he goes. Totti was phenomenal. Yeah, I think he was over consistency wise. He was definitely better than Baggio, but I just think if I'm taking all of them at their best, Baggio for me. Baggio was different level of a player. That goal I sent you for Brescia when it came over his shoulder and with one touch he rounded
that's
the
one of the
keeper.
best goals of all time.
You know, man.
One of the best.
He did three different things with one touch. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? He took it down, he rounded the keeper, and it's just unbelievable. Like, unbelievable.
Why in God's name would you put the ball on a counterattack over? You know what I hate about the modern day football? Why is there so much football played in the air? Keep the fucking ball on the damn ground.
Yeah. And it's all about low risk, and they're still playing the ball in the air. It's crazy.
The ball in the air, it's the highest risk of losing the ball.
Yeah.
The highest risk of losing the ball. I don't understand it. I absolutely hate it. Keep the damn ball on the ground. You keep the ball on the ground and have fluid play, you're beating 90% of teams just off of that. Maradona even said
Barcelona.
Maradona said to build the team around Zola after he was leaving after the second one. Yes.
Yeah.
Zola was a one. Listen, Zola for me, Zola's in that same conversation with Totti Del Piero and Baggio as far as Italian Mavericks.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Obviously, Gianni Rivera as well.
Yeah, Zola was different class, man.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was awesome.
Yeah, Buttagrano was unbelievable, man.
Question from Quaja. Prime Hazard or Prime Neymar? I'm taking Hazard.
I think Neymar is the most overrated player in history, man.
I agree. He had the skill. He had the skills and the ability to be one of the greatest players of all time. He just didn't take it serious, and he went.
And even then, he was good on the eye and all that sort of stuff. But I just don't think he was. I don't think the return was worth it for him.
No,
you know what I mean. Messi had all those tricks as well. Ronaldinho did, but they had the end product too.
Yeah. And the other thing too is, and I always say this, and maybe you'll disagree, but he went to a league. He went to a French league that was nowhere near what it was in the early 2000s. It had massively fallen off. Neymar wouldn't have the stats that he had if he was going up against the 2000s Marseille, especially not that Lyon team. That Lyon team would have smoked that PSG team that Neymar was on. A lot of people forget how good that Lyon team was.
No, that Lyon team for me in modern history was the best French team there's been.
Yeah,
in modern history.
I agree. Roy Keane is also
Roy Keane was fantastic on the ball. Fantastic on the ball. That guy was box to box when United signed him. He was box to box. He scored a shitload of goals. He set up a lot of goals. He only went into the six in his later years when a six became a thing. He was box to box. Him and Paul Ince were just up and down the pitch relentlessly.
Paul Ince is good. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think people take away from Keane because of some of his harsh opinions that he has against Ferguson, but it is what it is with that.
No, Keane was one of the best midfielders England's seen. Never mind just the Premier League. He was unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
People forget how Stag City I was.
Well, we did a show on this. Yeah, it's on Off Topic on my channel. We discussed how stacked Serie A was. Literally what you're saying there. It was the greatest league there's ever been in the 90s to early 2000s.
Go watch that. Go watch that episode on Off Topic on Shane's channel, and in particular, look at the Serie B team of 93, 94. The amount of players that was in the second division of Italy was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, what was it? Pipo Inzaghi and Christian Vieri were on the bench because Battistuta was the starting striker. And you had Oliver Bierhoff. You had unbelievable amount of players on that, just on the Serie B team. I mean, that speaks for itself. And then what was the other team that we highlighted? Was it the Lazio team that we highlighted?
Yeah, we went through it with Mihailovic and Varane and fucking Signori and Zaghi and just endless stream of unbelievable players, man. And they were 4th, 5th, 6th in the league. Like, fucking hell, man. Yeah, it was different level. Different level.
Hazard, when he can actually be bothered playing, was ridiculous. Yeah, he was just a bad trainer. He was just a bad trainer. With
those 2 years at Chelsea, he was ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Big up BBK. Appreciate the raid, my guy.
Big up, man.
Appreciate the raid. Taryn's awesome, man. He's awesome.
Legend.
Neymar, much dismissed, but he was elite. He was elite with Barcelona. He was elite with Barcelona at the time with that team. But like I said, when he went to PSG, it's just not.
Ludovic Julie was elite with Barcelona as well. He never gets a mention. You know what I mean? There's a lot of players were elite with Barcelona.
Yeah. But he was good too. Wasn't he the captain of the Monaco team that lost to Porto in 04? Yeah.
He was.
I love Julie. He was a good player for me. I always liked Ludovic. When he was with Rome, he was a monster too.
Parma had two teams. They had the early 90s one that we beat, that Arsenal beat in the Cup Winners' Cup final, was stacked. Yep. And then again, early 2000s, a whole new team that was absolutely stacked as well. That was with the Seven Sisters, man, just buying up everything, all the best players in the world, man, playing between the 7 clubs. And then you even had the likes of Barry and all that still had ballers, man. You know what I mean? Like,
that was when Body had Cassano. They had who was the partnership with Cassano up top at Body? They kept him in Serie A for like 2 seasons. The rest of the team was straight shit.
Do you think Cannavaro's overrated? Not at all. I think he's a brilliant defender, man.
No.
He only gets that thrown at him because of the Ballon d'Or. That they go, oh, well, he must have been, when a defender, the people question, like Rodri. Rodri only ever got questioned once he won a Ballon d'Or. Before that, people were saying he's one of the best in the world. As soon as he gets a Ballon d'Or, they go, oh, God, you know, maybe he's over. Cannavaro was an absolute beast, man.
See, a hot take for me, some people in the chat, I've said this before and they disagreed with me, but again, it's for everybody's opinion. I think Cannavaro was better than Nesta because Nesta was too inconsistent with injuries once he went to Milan.
Oh, I agree. I think Cannavaro's better than Nesta.
With
Nesta as well, I think he needed a partnership where I think Cannavaro could be a great centre-back at anyone. It didn't matter who was beside him, where I think Nesta needed... Not that Nesta... I'm not saying Nesta was bad. I'm just saying that there's certain defenders, like a Tony Adams, that it will be a fantastic defender. And you can put him in a Sunday League team, he'll be the best. Obviously, you know what I mean? Like, he's just a top defender. But Nesta was phenomenal as well. Don't get me wrong, absolutely phenomenal.
That's another thing.
Cannavaro just had that something.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that pisses me off with like this modern day football. I forgot who it was. They try to say that, oh, you can't have 2 left-footed center backs and expect to win.
What a waste of fucking bollocks.
It's like, first of all, hold on. Did you forget that Maldini and Nesta was a center back pairing at Milan? They're both left-footed.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's amazing. It's amazing these modern day managers try to have like revisionist history of the sport. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It was like the whole England thing of Gerrard. They wasted a generation with trying to just throw them all in.
Yep.
Don't overthink it. You know what I mean? If there's 3 great midfielders, just put them in there and let them figure it out. Brazil, that's what the great Brazil's teams did. They didn't say, oh, how do we fit this? They just threw them all in together and smashed teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're good enough, they can do it. Gerrard could have easily played the 6 of Scott ahead of him easily. Because you'll have all the ball. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? He started out quite defensive, Gerrard.
Yeah. And this
is he was only small.
If you gave Cannavaro the same height that Nesta was, Cannavaro might be the greatest defender of all time, in my personal opinion, if he had the height. That's the thing is, this is the thing that a lot of people get screwed up when they talk about defenders, when they try to compare it to the modern game. And DJB used Maldini's terminology on there. Maldini used to say, if I have to make a tackle, I've already messed up. The top quality center backs don't need to have pace. Everybody gets confused now because everybody wants to play this high line stuff and it's all got to be about pace and all this. The most important thing for a quality center back is awareness and understanding of how to read the game. A lot of these guys cannot read the game the way that a lot of the class center backs of the recent generations could. That's why it's not comparable. Yes. Okay. It's an extra help that you have some pace to recover if you get beat out. But the top quality center backs didn't need the pace because they could already read the game and step in and stop the offense from even going to that level where they could get beat out. They need to chase somebody down.
Yeah. Well, that's what Tony Adams, when I was at his thing the other day, he was talking about David O'Leary. And he said, like 22 years playing, 728 appearances, never made a tackle, never had to make a tackle because the way he read the game, he never had to make a tackle. Like David O'Leary would be worth a fortune now. But the thing with this talking about centre backs are better now is such an absolute load of nonsense. Look at the forwards they come up against. It's all compared to what, you know what I mean? If you came up against Sunderland back in the day, you had Phillips and Quinn up front. Kevin Phillips got the golden boot one year. That was Sunderland. You were always coming up against 2 strikers, and 2 of them were usually quite good.
Yeah.
the standard now, you just have to be disciplined and quick and physically strong to be a good centre back.
Yep.
This idea that Van Dijk and all would
Van
compare
Dijk,
to no, sorry, mate. He's very
Van Dijk's not top 10 center backs of all time. He's not top 10
Not even
center backs
close.
of all time. He's
Close.
probably not. If we really started breaking it down, I don't know if Van Dijk makes top 20, if I'm being quite honest with you.
I don't think he makes top 10 in Premier League history, if I'm being honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
English going about Rio Ferdinands and Vidiches and Tony Adams and Sol Campbell, and you know what I mean. The list goes on. The players you could put ahead of him. For me, personally,
even for Liverpool, he's not better than Alan Hansen. Alan Hansen's miles ahead of Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah,
miles ahead of Virgil van Dijk.
But a sub for, or double sub for Robert.
2006 World Cup. Who was your player of the tournament, Gianni? Buffon. If Buffon's not our goalie, we don't win.
Yeah.
If Buffon's not the goalie, we don't win. If it was Toldo again, we lose. So.
This is just a watch along, Gunnar. See, we're actually watching the Roma and Napoli match. Off topic's back on Saturday, though, man. It's back on Saturday. It was meant to be this Saturday, and then it was Valentine's, and we'll be doing players that never reach their full potential.
Best show on YouTube.
May not. I agree. It's not his fault. I think. Do you know what? I think if he had come along 20 years ago, he might have stepped up to be that good. But I just think his peak, you're only as good as what you're up against. You know what I mean? So maybe he would have evolved into a much better centre back. But I just don't think he's up there with these guys. I don't, and it's not just me being you're old and it's nothing to do with that. It's look at the forwards they come up against. Half the time it's just one, and half the time he's a false nine, and you know what I mean. I'm not having it. Imagine him up against a Batistuta every week, or come on.
He'd get smashed. Sergio Ramos is one of the most overrated players ever. I think Sergio Ramos as a center back is overrated. When he was a right back before he switched to center back, I thought he was much better. I thought he was much better suited for a fullback position than he was at the center back, but that's my personal opinion.
Oh, what a waste. Surely that's...
Is he offsides there?
Yeah, it has to be. Put the flag up. Why did they wait so long? Just put the fucking flag up, like.
This guy Gutierrez, man.
Materazzi was a brilliant defender, yeah.
Yeah, he was an asshole, though. I like that about him.
Oh, he's a piece of shit, but yeah, you need that, man. Played for Everton.
Gasperini ain't real. He's got Cristante. Cristante is a midfielder, and to be honest with you, he's been very good this year. He's been very good for a few years in the midfield. The problem with Gasperini is the best striker that they have in Dovbyk, he had a falling out with as soon as he got there. If Dovbyk was starting for Rome, I think Rome would be much further up the table than even being in this top four race that they're in right now, if I'm being quite honest with you. Materazzi or Grosso, I feel 8 players on the Italy team had such a great tournament. They were worthy of a shout. Yeah, it was the last good Italy team we had. I mean, the funny thing is, if we'd have took the best players for Italy for the 2010 World Cup, it arguably would have been just as good, if not better. The problem is 2010 was the first real one where the rest of the world started to see the politics getting involved in the national team.
Materazzi only came in for the final, though, didn't he?
No, he played the whole tournament because Nesta got hurt in the first game against Ghana.
Sorry, I knew he came. Yeah, that's my bad. He came in because Nesta got hurt. For some reason, I had no, I'm thinking, Joe, I'm getting mixed up. I'm getting mixed up with Frank LeBeouf for the 98 final. That was his only game.
Here's one. If Arteta ends up leaving and Conte, think Napoli will...
That's got to be a red card as well, surely.
Oh, no. It's going to be a penalty.
He's got to send him off for that.
That's going to be a penalty and a red card. Fucking Rahmani, man. Again. Another guy whose form's gone out the window with this shit with Conte. That's a penalty. Oh, well, this game's about to be over. Unbelievable, man.
Wow,
he only gave a yellow?
He might bail. Yellow, yeah.
I'm surprised that was a yellow. That should have been a red. Fucking Rahmani, man. But if Arteta think Napoli would look Arteta's way, absolutely not. Arteta wouldn't be able to handle Napoli. He wouldn't be able to handle it.
No, he wouldn't.
There's no 7-year process
No,
bullshit with us.
they'd eat
You
him
get two.
alive with his silly press conferences and all that shit.
Yeah, no.
There's no excuses in Italy.
No, there's not. I think Gasperini is a mid-table manager, not a top manager. Gasperini could be a top level manager. The problem is with Gasperini is it has to go his way. He's one of those managers that needs to be input on every single one of the transfers, in order for him to have a top level team. Because the Atalanta team, when he got to pick all the players, he had Atalanta fighting way above their
They were
size.
punching the ball.
So it all depends with him. As a Villa fan, I was gutted Malin left. Yeah, I was shocked to let Malin go.
PSR, man. PSR.
Yeah. Serie A refs. It is what it is with that. You know what? Refereeing has gone down as well across the board, just
All
like
over,
the sport
across
has.
the board. Yeah.
Biggest hypothetical what if Bergkamp had scored that penalty past Schmeichel, do you think it would have shattered United's dreams and would have ended season?
Yeah. Arsenal do the double and United finish empty-handed. And I think Ferguson would admit that himself. I think he'd admit that himself. If he hasn't already. I genuinely think we would have done the double and they would have ended trophies.
Oliveira's on. Well, if Rachmani's hurt, we're really screwed. Wonder who they're going to let take the penalty. It's got to be. They're letting Malin take the penalty?
Is it Malin, is it?
Did they sub off Pellegrini? Because Pellegrini is normally the penalty taker. Yeah, Pellegrini is.
He's handing it to him now, is he?
Venturino is on. That's this youngster that they've been talking about.
Oh, so he genuinely did injure himself making it, or then fell into him?
No, he got up. He went to the sideline. I don't know if he's injured. Come on, Milinkovic-Savic. We need you to make a save. What a penalty. Good goal. Good penalty from Malin. Good penalty from Malin. You ain't saving that. Oh, well. Best we can do is get a tie.
Yeah, that's a good penalty.
Still traumatized over the yesterday's ref decision of Inter and Juve. You know what? Fuck Juve. You know how many years that they've been getting away with that type of bullshit? Fuck Juventus. They've been getting away with that bullshit going all the way back to the 80s. If you take away the referees' positive decisions for Juventus, first of all, they don't have that 9-year straight run. They probably only have about 5. They were under investigation for 4 of the Scudettes for game fixing again. So I don't want to hear it for Juventus. PSG lost to Rennes. Lens are back. Yeah, it's a good story right now with RC Lens in France to potentially win. And I'll tell you, if Lens goes on to win Ligue 1, it could just continually shows how great that Lyon team was, because that Lyon, the competition in France from 2000 to 2011, for them to win 7 Ligue 1 titles in a row just shows how much better that team was compared to this PSG team is, and just the levels of France. I mean, you're talking, those were the days Marseille had Gignac, Valbuena. Who was the goalkeeper they had? He was the second.
Lama.
Yeah. They just had some really good players on all across the board. Bordeaux had a good team. It's sad to see what happened with Bordeaux, that they went bankrupt. How did you guys like Saka at center mid? It looked okay. I want to see it against a bigger. I want to see it against I want to see it against Wolves. I'd like to see that if it happens, but again, we don't know. It's probably, like as Shane said, it'll probably go back to factory settings in the game against Wolves.
It's Royce. It's Royce, Subamendi, and either Odegaard if he's fit or Eze in midfield. That's the way it would be.
Roma under Capello was also a phenomenal squad.
Yeah, brilliant.
Roma's front 3 was awesome when it was Montella, Batistuta, and Totti. It was unbelievable to watch that team. And they still had Cafu playing at the right wing back. It wasn't even that bad, and the ref let Juve get away with everything before they made it 2-2. Facts, Wahaha. Moji, Calciopoli, La Vecchia, Signora overrated. I don't know about that one. Gianni has standards unlike these top gooners do. Brother, you have to have standards. You want your team to You want your team to be the best at all time, and especially when you're Arsenal. Again, people may not like to hear it for some of these top gooners, but when you are a top 3 team in any league, you have to have those standards. You have to be fighting for trophies every single year. It's a different it's different when you're a smaller club. You can't have those standards. You have to understand where you rank at. Do you think Roma's best squad post Capello was 06 to 08 or 2015 to 2018? Bottle in 07, 08. They had an amazing team with Totti, Vucinic, De Rossi, Panucci. See, here's the thing with the 07, 08. Did they bottle it? Yeah. But at the same time, Claudio Ranieri was not the manager for that team. Had they had a better manager going forward than Ranieri at that time, I think they would have won. And it was what it was. Roberto Mancini was just a man on fire with that Inter team that they had. Plus, that was Inter with Ibrahimovic. So I never thought Rome was going to have a shot at beating them at that time. The 2015 to 2018, you actually have to go back a little bit further. I think it's the 2013-2014 season with Rudy Garcia when he took over Rome after he won the Ligue 1 with that Lille team that had Johan Cabai and everybody else on that team. So for me, and plus that was the team that recently they were looking into Juventus for possible game fixing again to get them to win over Rudy Garcia's Rome team for 2 years. So I don't know. I think it may be the Rome team with Rudy Garcia more, but the team from 07-08 was absolutely phenomenal as well. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, that's the history of both Rome and Napoli. Have good teams, you can compete, but you just don't have enough to go against the top the bigger teams in the north. Eze, Saka, Rice midfield would be cool and dominant at the right. What do you think of this one, Shane? Of Eze, Saka, Rice in the midfield 3 and have Max Dowman out on the right.
Yeah, again, with any time we mention something like this, I'd love to see, you know, or have a manager where I feel that something like this could happen in the odd game. But DJB and Kenny Ken and also over here as well have been pushing for Saka. For me, it's just once he's not on the right wing, he just doesn't have that burst of pace. You could put him on the left, and I want to see him on the left and Martinelli on the right sometimes, and just taking one touch and whipping it across along the ground quickly for Gyökeres so that the chances he eats up. But Eze, Saka, Rice in midfield. Look, I think at home to the lower half of the table, we should be doing things like that, but it will never happen. Unfortunately, it will never happen. As soon as Odegaard's fit, he's out with the team, especially then when Havertz comes back, and you know they're all going to get rushed back now as well because he doesn't want to play Eze over the next few games. Does not want to do it. So either Havertz or Odegaard will be rushed back. That's for sure. Dowman will play if we draw or lose, and City win their next 2, and we draw or lose one of them, and they close the gap again. Darwin will make an appearance off the bench in the next game to keep because he just tosses the majority of the fans, tosses them a fish and they clap their hands, and that will be Dowman. Oh yeah, look, we playing the kid. That's what he'll do. That's why he was going to play MLS in midfield today. But for me, I'd like to see him mix it up like that, but we just know it's never going to happen. That's the sad thing. That's the depressing part about it. We know it'll never happen. If we had a top manager, you'd be excited before each game. I wonder what he's going to play. I wonder who's going to play. If I know who's fit in the coming game, I'll pick the team for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you've done that a ton of times on the breakfast too.
It's ridiculous. I can pick 10 of them now. It'll be against Wolves. It'll be Raya, obviously, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Nkapie, Zubamendi, Rice, Trossard, Gyökeres, Saka out the wing, and then if Odegaard's fitted to him, if not, it's Eze. That's it. And I know the tactics. We all do. We all know the way we'll play. We know how slow we'll be. That we'll play for set pieces. And yeah, so Wolves know. And Wolves are going to come out and have a go in that game, by the way.
Oh, 100%. 100% they will. This season, you lack a player like McTominay. The only player who has been clutch was Neres. See, the problem is McTominay's been good for the whole year. The problem is that because of all the injuries and Conte's stupid decisions of alienating players out of the squad and stuff is the reason why we're in the situation that we're in. You know, that's the issue with that. McTominay's been good. It's just now he's hurt as well because Conte has been running players into the ground. Antonio Cassano, who did he play? He played for Bari, Roma.
Who didn't he play for? Quicker.
Real Madrid. When he came back, when he came back, he was awesome at Sampdoria with him and
for a year or two.
Yeah, it was him, Gianpaolo Pazzini, and Nico Pozzi were the front three that they even dragged Sampdoria into the Europa League, I think, 2 seasons in a row. They were really, really good with him there. Cassano's another guy who, for me, is in that conversation of wasted talent. Was an absolute
he has to be in it. Yeah,
was an absolute magician with the ball. He was just a typical hot-headed nutcase from Bari.
Yeah.
De Rossi also doesn't get the respect he deserves. True.
Player.
See, for me, I think De Rossi is better than Gattuso. If De Rossi had De Rossi, same thing with Totti. Had De Rossi left Rome and he went to Milan, especially in that period when Milan had a bunch of players on the team. Like Milan at one time was the team of what ifs. You know, they had the guy, they had the who was the Japanese number 10? He played in Russia. He came to,
Honda.
Another guy. What if? One of the biggest what ifs in Serie A history. He was great for Milan for 2 years, but then couldn't stay healthy. Was that Jeremy Menez? Menez was a baller for that Milan team. Had De Rossi left and played with that team and actually straightened them out, that Milan could have kept winning, because a lot of people don't know this. Him not going to Milan was one of the reasons why Kevin Prince Boateng left, because Boateng saw it coming down that Milan was about to go through a complete changeover. And that's another one. Kevin Prince Boateng in Milan was awesome.
Remember that goal he got against Arsenal in the 4-0 when he caught it in the half volley?
Not only that, remember the one against Barca where he caught Valdez out on the short corner when he put it between like two of the defenders' legs? And he's another one. Had he stayed healthy and would have been on it when he went to Schalke with that Schalke team, they would have stopped Dortmund, Bayern from winning.
That was a great team.
Wigan were all over the place before. Yeah, Wigan wasn't going to have a shot at this either way, you know.
No.
Anyone else see that Trossard was holding back of his leg? I think.
I think that was a knock more than a strain though. But apparently Ben White's could be a hamstring. If it is,
another hamstring, unbelievable. Say Jesus.
Very true.
I think Jesus is more fitted to play out on the wing. I think Trossard's definitely the one to play more in the middle. I mean, for me, my personal opinion, I'm almost to the point where I'd like to see an old school 4-2-2-2 with Arsenal.
Yeah, I've said that before myself. Yeah.
And have like Jesus and Eze as the interchangeable wing, as the interchangeable 10s, and have Trossard and Gyökeres up top together. That's the way I would play. I'm not prescribing to this.
Arteta would never play a fluid formation like that. Never.
No. Milan was in the dumps, was there. A man like Walter Birsa was one of their best players.
Yeah.
One of those. Yeah, but again, that's why I said it was a bunch of what ifs on that team. They couldn't stay healthy and everything else. That was the problem with that. That was the problem with that Milan team. Nobody look at this chance for Napoli. Yes. Oh my God.
Too far behind.
The young kid that we just got, the Brazilian kid. Oh my God, he just pulled us from
Lisbon.
the steps.
Oh, what a finish.
My God, what a finish.
And Lukaku's about to come on as well, is he?
Oh,
great
my
finish,
gosh. We're having the game's been so boring this time around. We're having a better time talking about all the past stuff. Big up BBK. Big up Taryn every single time.
Big up Taryn.
Every single time.
Great finish.
Yeah.
I love when a forward player does that. Just take a touch, get it out, and slap it. I mean, no farting about. Like, get it and slap it.
How do you rate Yaquinta?
He's only on loan as well, isn't he, from Lisbon?
No, we got him. Is Allison the one that we got from Lisbon, or is he the one that we got?
Yeah, no, I think he's the one from Lisbon. Yeah, I think he's on loan. He's 23.
Yeah, the other Brazilian kid, Giovanni's the one that we got from Hellas Verona. Yeah. He's on loan from Lisbon. He's been good.
Yeah, my first Serie A watch along, your man Giovanni was fucking tearing it up for them, man.
Mm-hmm. Gianni, how do you rate Yaquinta? Yaquinta sucked. Yaquinta sucked. Another player. Overrated. What a lot of people got to understand is this: Yaquinta got on the national team for 2010 because Marcello Lippi was the manager of Juventus and had a preference towards Juventus players. If you go back and look at the 2010 team, when we didn't make it out of the group stage, Juventus finished in 7th place that year in Italy, and majority of the team he picked was Juventus. It just shows all the bullshit when it comes to the politics with the Italian FA. Why is Højlund still on the pitch? Because we don't have anybody else. Everybody's
Lukaku
injured.
was stripped and ready to come on there. I don't know if they changed their mind with the goal though.
I think Lukaku. I'm not a fan. He's got to go after this year.
But he was ready to come on, but I think they might have changed their mind with the goal.
Mazzocchi's coming on for Politano. Please get him. Politano, De Bruyne, and Lukaku all got to leave at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And that's not even up for a negotiation for me. I feel like 35 is young for the city. No, it's good. It is what it is. The older players do come, but the league overall is stepping up. The league is getting a lot better than what it was about a good 10 years ago. The league's gotten a lot better. Gianni, what's your other channel? Or is this is my only one. My only one. Callejon was great for Napoli. His last 2 years, he went down the drain because of injuries and everything else. But besides that, he was awesome when he came to us. That front three, him, Mertens, and Insigne were absolute ballers. It's a shame. It's a shame that we weren't able to add when Sadi was there to get over the line. But it is what it is with that. Felipe Mexes was a good center back. Again, he was great with Rome. By the time he got to that Milan team, he already had 100,000 miles on his legs already, and he was just so injury prone at that time. Again, that's why I say that Milan team in that period from like 2013 to 2017, it was a bunch of what ifs on that team. If they could get it together, they would have been a really good team. They definitely would have won. David Trezeguet at Juventus was a football. Yeah, Trezeguet was a good forward. Trezeguet was a solid forward when he was with Juventus. Yeah, Insigne was good. Milik was Big up the doc. Big up views every time, man. Big up views every time. Appreciate you stopping by. Big up the views. Another talent that didn't reach his peak was Doc. Jeremy Menez was one of my favorite players to watch. Him at Rome when it was him, Mirko Vucinic, and Totti was an unbelievable front three that they had together. Menez went back to PSG because that was when PSG started spending money. And when he came to Milan, he was awesome. He was supposed to come to Napoli, but Milan sent him out on loan his last year so he wouldn't go to Napoli at all because our front line was supposed to be Menez, Mertens, Insigne, and Callejon. That would have been a Streets Never Forget FIFA team if we would have got Menez on that team.
I love that Panini still sponsors the player of the match, man. That's amazing. Man of the match. I'm not saying player of the match. Ooh. If you could still get them, man. If Panini would bring out, I was even looking to see if I could find the old World Cup 90 sticker book, and if you could still buy the stickers, I'd still do it, man. I think Panini still does the stickers in Italy. I'm not sure. No, I think they do, but I mean, I was looking to see if you could buy old packets of when they but they were worth a fortune, the unopened ones of World Cup 90 and stuff like that. I'd love to get it. I did have a World Cup 90 sticker collection that's gone now. I had it in the folder and stuff. I wish I still had it because it was a beautiful thing of beauty. Yeah. Di Natale was a baller. He's another one. He's up in that converse. Yeah. Same good thing. Player. Had he decided to leave Udinese, if he went to a Milan, Inter, or Juve, he would be much more well known. But even so, he was a fantastic goal scorer with that Udinese team. The Menez backheel goal against Parma for Milan was insane. I remember watching that game live. I was like, how the hell did that ball even go in? Menez, one of the biggest wasted talents. Napoli going forward. Come on, Højlund. Don't do nothing stupid, even though that's hard for you not to do. Why would you sub him off for Lukaku? It's not like they were subbing off the goal scorer. I don't know why they just didn't go through with the sub. It seems mad to me. I wonder if Lukaku trying to step over, man. That looked awkward. That step over. Yeah. and the sad thing is, we're paying $50 million for this asshole. Just they probably score now. 50 million for Højlund is absolutely insane. I mean, obviously, it's way better than what United got fleeced for him. But Jesus Christ, 50 million for this guy? Yeah, he's a bag of shit.
He missed it. How did you miss that shot, Hoyland? Oh, you fucking bum.
I have a few seconds behind, so I'll get to see
Wait
it
till you
now.
see
Hang
the
on.
miss that he has. Wait till you see the miss that he has. What a fucking bum. Unbelievable. Savic, put it up and get the fuck back in the net. Stop this David Raya shit. And then you put that cross in. You useless motherfucker.
Fucking air shot from Hoyland. Like,
Did you see that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. John Duran doing in Russia. Money, man. It's money. Some players are in it for the money. Some in it, you know, the other thing is you don't know what some of these players have had to do to get to where they're at.
There is that does come into it. Definitely comes into it.
You know, you don't. Maybe he's going to Russia because he's going to be able to make sure all of his family is going to be financially.
Tevez said it. Tevez said people questioned him when he went to China, and he said he's got like 40 people family members that he pays for their houses and everything like that. People don't understand the amount of people he's taken out. So you do need it, and then you have to keep it when you retire. Is to keep the money starts to run out.
Yep.
Look, if someone owns it, I have no problem with it. If they own it, but if they try to make excuses for it, then that's when I lose a bit.
Oliveira, clear the damn ball. Stop. Don't not. Gutierrez, you want to dribble in the back line. Uh-oh.
The draw is no use to either team, but
Gutierrez has had such a hard fall off at Napoli since leaving Girona. But again, I put that down to Conte's decisions. At Girona, he was such a good player. I put it out wide, Gilmore. Keep it. See, this is a situation like this is why we should have never let go of Noah Long. Noah Long's ripping it up with Galatasaray right now. We should never let him go.
Giovanni did well again there, man.
Mm-hmm. See, same thing. This guy Bukma, he hasn't had that bad of a game, but he can't get into the 11. He wants to play that bum, that Juan Jesus. It's like, dude, he's a failed wonder kid. Let the guy go. Get him off the team.
Mm-hmm.
So sick of him.
That was a silly tackle.
Mendieta was good for Valencia.
Brilliant player, yeah.
Gutierrez on his way. That's what I'm saying, Baran. He's trying to play him as a right wing back. He's trying to play him as a right wing back to be inverted. Like, what the hell are we doing here with this inverted crap? I don't like inverted fullbacks like that. Everybody thinks they're going to get the next João Cancelo in recent times. It's like, bro, just let them play. Less is more. People need to learn that less is more when it comes to this sport.
Yeah.
Very, very simple.
You look at that prime Barcelona. It wasn't like they were spraying 50-yard passes, and it was just who's in the most space. Find the player in the most space all the time, as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
All about space. It's the way the Dutch did it. Most space that you can find. Who's got the most space? Give it to him. Who's close in the closest range? Who's in the most space?
Yep.
You can't go wrong.
Not
Oh,
only
guys,
that,
I need to play tactics, guys, and I need to change this, guys, and change that, guys. The fucking modern manager has destroyed football.
Yeah. You know what else, too, that I hate? And it's also been changed because of this inverted nonsense. The fact that majority of players cannot play with both feet anymore.
No, yeah. They're all very one-footed. All very one-footed.
Uh-oh.
And you would think with all the training and shit like that.
Oh, thank God. Rome is all over Napoli right now.
Yeah, they're pushing for it.
Mancini, good cross. Good head out. Come on, counterattack. Counterattack. Go. Hit him wide. Conte, stop running up and down the pitch and shut up.
Yeah, he's worse than Arteta for that, isn't he?
Look at it. Oh, what a save by Spieler. Oh. A little bit more power. We would have
end-to-end shit, man.
I'm telling you, it's
pisses all over the Premier League, man.
Way better than the Premier League. Way better. Even with the horrible refereeing decisions in the Derby d'Italia yesterday was
Yeah.
way better than any Premier
It
League
was
game.
still a cracking game, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If I got 30 million a year to play in China, assignment. Yeah. That's why Oscar had so much talent to go to one of the big teams. He said, "No, I'm going for the money." And he wasn't.
He looked an absolute baller as well, man. He did.
Yeah.
He really did.
If Lucas scores a single goal at Forest, I'll be very sorry. He scored one already. He scored. It was one of the recent losses. I think they got blown out like 4-1. He scored one of the goals. Listen, I need
It was the 3-1 to West Ham, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it the 3-1 against West Ham?
That was it. Yeah.
Consolation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, Ryan, this thing about Pep ruining football, it's bastardized version of his football. You know, if people played the way his teams actually play, it'd be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just they do a bastardized version. They overdo it. The same as anything good that comes along. It's flaming Mo. You know what I mean? That everybody starts doing a generic version of it. But the Pep football under at Barcelona, at Bayern, all was fantastic, man. And he's played different systems with different clubs.
Yeah, like at Bayern, he had that 3-5-2.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah. And at one game at Barcelona, they beat Santos. It's his favorite game. I think he played a 3-7-0.
That's it.
It's not really much use to either team.
Yeah.
Some cracking goals though. The two Napoli goals were fantastic.
Yeah, the Spinazzola goal was friggin'
brilliant.
You
love when it flies in like that.
So right now, as it stands, from what I've seen, is that Italy and England will get the 2 coefficients for the 5th team to go into the Champions League, which it'd be massive for Rome if they can finally break and get into the Champions
League. I did call
it.
I called it at the start of the season that they get Champions Leagues.
Yeah, you did. And you know what? Even though we got a rivalry, I'd rather Rome make it in over Juventus. I'd rather Rome make it in than
You'd love to see Como make it like that for it though.
They
lost at home to Fiorentina at the weekend, didn't they?
Yeah. But I think they lost because Cesc was more so looking at the Coppa Italia, because the Coppa Italia is actually a realistic trophy that they can.
Yes, winnable. It's winnable. The only thing with a team like Como, especially when they are definitely losing Nico Paz to Madrid, is that Champions League football could end up smashing them out. You see, remember Betis got it years and years ago, and they got relegated then, and you know what I mean. It's just too many games, and it's your good players have left, and you know it could end up being a curse.
Because we're linked to Kakere. Napoli's linked to Kakere, and I think we might even be linked to the Greek guy Duvakis.
Yeah.
I think we're linked with him, and then I think Rome's linked with the German winger Kuna. I think his name is.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. You know what? I give Cesc some props. I don't want Cesc at Arsenal. As a manager, I want to see him go to a different team. You know, the thing is about Como's getting a lot of shady money pumped into it, which, you know what, for better or for worse, it is better for the Serie A to have another competitive team than the usuals. But at the end of the day, I want to see Cesc go to a different team, maybe not with what's going on at Como behind the scenes, and actually see him for a coach. What I will say is I love seeing Nico Paz in a traditional number 10 being played again, because Paz has been phenomenal this year.
It's been amazing.
It's a breath of fresh air. And I mean, him going back to Real Madrid will be really interesting to see how Madrid tries to shake things up.
If they even use him. You never know with Madrid. Depends what manager they have, I suppose, doesn't it?
I think, you know, me and Sam were talking about this. I think they need to put Arda Güler on the right. I mean, if it was up to me, I would sell Vinny Jr. tomorrow. I think Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. for me 2 years ago was good. Ever since that second double, the fame's gone to his head. Everything's gone to his head.
The amount of baggage that comes with him and the arrogance it outweighs how good he actually is. He's not as good as he thinks he is, or as they think he is.
Exactly.
He's not that guy. It's not a Ronaldinho where you just sort of let him get away with shit because what he does on the pitch. But listen, I got to leg it, Gianni. It was an absolute pleasure as always, man. Big up to everybody in the chat. Make sure that you're subbing if you don't. I assume you do already, and make sure that you like the stream as well, Gianni. Absolute pleasure, mate.
We will be back together Tuesday night.
Oh, without a doubt.
We'll be having a little Premier League Serie A talk, and then we will see. Shane will be the next one for who you would pay to see 11. I can't wait for this. I'll be racking my brain. I'll be racking my brain for this. If all of you guys can, jump on over to DJB. He's having his show, his usual
Legends.
Sunday night show. Jump over to DJB. Appreciate everybody stopping by for the watch long. And yeah, have a good rest of your weekend, Shane. I'll see you Tuesday, my guy.
See you later. Talk to you later.